Five, four, three, two. I don't know how to count on my hands. Anyway, hello, and welcome back. I'm Joe Neal. And what I'm going to show you, whoa, there we go. What I'm going to show you is how to use the CrowdNode CLI in order to deposit and earn interest on Dash. So first off, Dash is a digital currency. You can think of it like euro or pound or yen or dollar, except that it has the extremely unfortunate aspect of being listed in the cryptocurrency category, which means that yes, it is susceptible to all of the price manipulation when the scammy, sleazy price manipulators do stuff. So basically just like what happened a couple weeks ago where somebody manipulated one cryptocurrency and then the entire cryptocurrency market just collapsed by half. That sort of thing, unfortunately, affects Dash too. I hope that as Dash kind of comes more into its own and gains more, basically breaks free of the cryptocurrency label, that then it'll break free of all of those problems as well. But right now, that is where it sits. Huge disclaimer. Okay, but the thing that makes Dash different is like what it says here on the website: your money, your way, ready to start making everyday purchases with digital cash. The purpose of Dash is to function as real money, and it does function as real money. I buy groceries at Dash. I got my haircut with Dash. My wife, she shops with Dash. I pay people with Dash. Dash works as real money, and it's really two things. It's a digital currency, and also it's an organization that's building an economy for the digital currency. And let's see here. I'm kind of reading off of some notes because I'm trying to hit some high points here. But my big critique, the reason that I hate cryptocurrency in general and that I don't hate Dash is because generally they're built on this principle of mining, which means by definition they scale inversely, meaning the more people who participate in the economy, the worse it performs, the more difficult it is for people to use, the more computing power is just literally wasted without any additional benefit. And another is that they're typically built on the principle of disinterest, meaning rather than that we are people who have some amount of trust with each other and want to work together, which is kind of what's necessary for any economic relationship. It's built on the principle that no one's going to trust each other, and that the only reason that anybody can trust each other is because everyone else is equally distrustful of everyone else. And that's just not a really, well, one, it's not a very positive principle. It just doesn't scale well for something like an economy. So the Dash network does have some vestigial mining as a result of its heritage, but it primarily rewards and relies on service nodes, which have to hold at least 1,000 Dash, which is part of what provides the mutual interest. Someone wants to look out for their own best interest. They want their Dash to keep and increase its value and its utility. They wouldn't want, and 1,000 Dash is worth about $50,000 right now, so it's kind of a big deal. So that provides the mutual interest. And without getting into all the technical details, there's about 4,000 of these systems, which is enough that the Dash network can do something that other networks can't natively, and it's without these third-party systems that you have to sign up for and kind of re-centralize all the things, is that it can buffer and guarantee instant transactions. So the moment the transaction goes through, the transaction is paid within typically 1 to 2 seconds, and a really bad network connection maybe 3 seconds. So that's generally just as fast and more reliable than PayPal, because if you're a merchant, for example, you don't have chargebacks, because you are exchanging goods and services at the time of the goods and service exchange with merchants that you trust. So you don't have that extra, and customers, so you don't have that extra overhead. So anyway, so that brings me to how you can have a no risk, high yield interest earning account in this way, which is that these service nodes, like I said, they get rewarded for participating in the network, and it takes 1,000 Dash. So I don't have 1,000 Dash, you don't have 1,000 Dash, I don't have $50,000 laying around that I could just invest in Dash. But I do have 10 Dash that I'm willing to put into an account and let it accumulate. So that's where CrowdNode comes in. So let me go ahead and get here to CrowdNode. So CrowdNode is basically, they just build the technology where you can put let's see. Yeah, so they have 36 service nodes running, and they basically just allow you to crowdsource with other people so that together you can get that 1,000 Dash. And even before the service node that your Dash is tied to is deployed, you already are earning interest with them. So the interest rate that a service node earns is about 7%. CrowdNode takes about 15% of that off the top, which leaves you with 6%. So just signing up with 10 Dash or as little as 0.5 Dash, you start earning that 6% interest. And so and the reason that you don't need any other information, you don't have to sign up for an account with your ID or put in your credit card or any of that, because you just sign up with Dash. And it's actually the fractional amounts of Dash that you send that are the account creation, the agreed to terms, and the Dash address, which has a private key, is what gives you access to the account and kind of is your liaison between that and the rest of your wallet. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you how to do this real quick and see what we can do here. So there's first of all, you do have to have Node installed, and then you'll want to run npm install CrowdNode CLI. And I'm going to go ahead, let's see here, just make sure. Boop. I'm going to make sure I've got the latest CrowdNode CLI installed. So you just run CrowdNode stake and then the amount that you want to deposit. So I'm going to just do a test deposit of 0.01. And that's going to ask me, do I want to set a passphrase? Yes, I do want to set a passphrase. Whoops, that's actually my dummy passphrase that I was going to set. So there we go. So yes, I want to set a passphrase. Going to enter in that again. And then now it generated a key. It's checking, because you can also import a key rather than deposit. You can import. So, and then it's showing me a QR code. Here's where to deposit and give me the address where to deposit. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and do a transfer over here. Give me 1 second. So I'm going to transfer from, well, first of all, let's see here. Boop, boop. Oh, whoops. Wrong window. Let me see if I can find my correct window here. Okay, CrowdNode transfer XY to, what is this one? XZ1P. Okay, so now this is going to take 1, 2. Okay, there we go. So 2 seconds. And once I initiated the deposit onto this address and it's received it, now it's going through the sign-up process. So basically, it's just sending a small amount like it says here. These are in the, for lack of a better term, the ultra pennies. They're basically 1/1,000,000th. Is it 1/10,000,000th of a Dash? I think is what it is. So that's what these numbers are in. So it's a very, very, very tiny amount that 151,000 10,000,000ths of a Dash is basically about a penny or so, right? So anyway, here we go. Request sign up for account, accepting terms. So it's just doing this by way of the payment. So whatever this address is, the payment amount, technical details just has to be to and from the same address at all times. So this address is used for all of the transactions for this account. And so that specific address is signed up, not me as an individual, but that address is what is making the money, and I own the address. Accepted the terms, and then the deposit was received. So if I do a CrowdNode list, I'm going to be able to see my keys, and on the other screen I'd actually imported a secondary key, this one here, to be able to transfer money over. And then we can see here's the amount that's on the key, because again, if you want to do a withdrawal, you actually need to have enough Dash on the key in order to send the withdrawal signal. It's a little bit of steganography, and then I would be able to withdraw. So for small amounts of Dash, the withdrawal usually happens instantly. If you needed to transfer, say, 1 Dash or so, but if you needed to transfer hundreds of Dash, then there could be up to a 14-day wait, because that's part of this high yield interest thing, is that you're putting it in here with the intent that you want to keep it there for weeks and weeks in order to accumulate value. So you get better rates than in Dash, at least, than say a CD or a money market account because you're looking at 6%. But you do, give a guarantee that your money is available for up to 14 days. So again, if you're looking at small amounts, it's typically available immediately, but larger amounts take a little bit longer. Anyway, so I'll run CrowdNode help here so you can see what else. So there's the, you can check the status of an address. You can run the stake command that just does everything all at once. You run status, sign up, accept. For each address that you create, you need to run the sign up and the accept process. So I could run CrowdNode stake, create new, and go through this whole process again. Deposit, withdrawal. Withdrawal is in tenths of a percent. That's important to note. You can check the balance of the key itself. You can load more Dash onto a key. So some of these are just, they're not necessarily specific to CrowdNode, but they're just kind of helpful with managing your wallet, as it were, being able to see what the balance is, load more, transfer, etc. And then a bunch of tools that, again, aren't necessarily related to CrowdNode itself, but are useful for the CLI to be able to encrypt and decrypt your keys. So for example, I could run CrowdNode decrypt if I needed to export a key to be able to import it somewhere else. Now these keys that are in the key file location right here, I could copy this somewhere else, and that's now decrypted. And if I want to encrypt it again, then I just encrypt, and there we go. And whoops, if I could actually get them to match, and now the keys are encrypted. So that's the little unlock icon, and there's the key locked icon. And then see, was there anything else that we need to go over? Oh, there's a bunch of APIs that CrowdNode has that are CrowdNode specific to their RPC, their HTTP RPC. All of those are available right here. So you can see, you can also use your CrowdNode's, so you can vote in the Dash network on Dash organizational issues. Anybody that has 1,000 Dash can vote. Since you're part of a collective that has 1,000 Dash, you can put your vote in, and your portion of the vote, they aggregate it and then vote on your behalf with the service node that they run. So yeah, we can set a passphrase and do some other stuff. Okay, so that is essentially the CrowdNode CLI, how you can use it. I'm using this myself. I have a few Dash loaded onto an account, and I was surprised that after just a couple of days I'd earned interest, and I thought that was kind of cool. And I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know where things are going to go, but I like what Dash is doing, and I hope that it succeeds in creating a true digital economy. So with that, I hope that was helpful. Comments, thoughts below. Peace out. Adios.